We are often suggested that we should pray and surrender to God when life knocks us down, because God knows what is best for us. In fact, prayer and surrender are synonymous, because they allow the infinite to work through us. However, we are never able to surrender, but have you ever wondered why? Well, the fact is, only the one who is weak can surrender. And how can we surrender while living in a world where self-confidence, self-worth and self-decorating concepts are propagated and celebrated? To understand this, we must understand this self who we give so much importance to, and the intelligence to which this little self must surrender. Because only then, surrender happens from within, when we realize our limited nature. So, let us begin. What we consider to be our self is our physical bodies, which is a result of our past karma. Yes, because of our past karma. Accordingly, we get a physical body so we can experience certain things in life. Because of our past karma, a blueprint is set within our bodies through genes, DNA and so on, which controls everything about us from how we look, think, feel, and act. Simply put, our current physical self is the result of our past actions, and by being too attached to our little selves, we remain chained to our past karma. Wow! Now isn't that freeing to know and realize? Furthermore, our physical structure, or any physical matter, is always encapsulated within a boundary, because without a boundary, physicality cannot be maintained. For example, empty space is everywhere, because there is no boundary around it, hence it is infinite, while we are finite beings, stuck within a boundary. Therefore, it can be said that our physical self is the very trap of our past karma, wherein we lose our free will. And somehow, we try to attach worth, respect, belief, love, and so on to this limited self. No wonder, rarely any of us truly hit human genius. For now, let it sink in. Your identity is nothing but a trap. Now that we know what our physical bodies are, let us dwell deeper and know the intelligence which remains trapped in this material existence. As most of us might know, there is an intelligence within us, which is stuck within this physical boundary. Some people call it soul, some call it consciousness, and some, God. It is this consciousness, which experiences life through the physical body and the five senses and finds expression in the form of thoughts, emotions, actions and so on. Henceforth attracting situations to its life. Depending upon the contained blueprint, consciousness interacts with it and creates life experiencing elements that we call as thoughts, emotions and actions. For consciousness, the body is just a medium to experience life. But what to do when the experience gets terrible? I know that sometime life breaks us and gets us on our knees, but would you believe that being broken is an opportunity for us to go beyond our limited bodies? Yes, trapped in the physical body, consciousness remains limited to its past karma, hence often suffers certain situations which also sometimes becomes painful. During such times, regardless of what we do, nothing changes, simply because we have lost our free will and are getting the fruits of our past karma. We try and try and try, and life keeps breaking us, but the lucky ones have mastered this art of being broken. Now, listen carefully. When life breaks us, then we can actually use that time to transcend our limited existence. Yes, every failure, every heartbreak, every punch from life is actually a sign that consciousness is trying to break free from this physical trap existing in boundaries. However, when we eventually admit and realize experientially that it is not me, but consciousness which is stuck in the body which is limited by past karma, then naturally we bow down. When we realize that our identity is nothing but just result of our past karma, we start beginning to practice letting go and letting God. When we let go of ourselves and surrender, then consciousness gains the ability to operate beyond the constraints of the physical body, hence regains its free will. It gets freedom from compulsive thinking, habits, actions, and therefore life. So does this art of being broken allow us to attract better situations? Yes, of course it does, because God can never see their child suffer, and when we surrender our past karma, and allow God to guide our life. But is that it? Will just pleasant situations satisfy us? Let us understand this. As we all know, there are countless successful people who remain depressed despite having everything. They have money, fame, love, and everything one can dream of, but still dissatisfied. Do you know why? Because our soul wants to enjoy its infinite existence, which exists beyond the material plane of boundaries. The soul longs freedom, and not entrapment. So whether it is through harsh situations, or by realizing that physical pleasure also don't truly satisfy us, but the soul always longs to go beyond the world of matter, and experience its infinite non-physical nature. This is what spirituality is, wherein one drops the physical plane, and enters a new dimension. When we just keep this one aim, while we let go and let God do that, then we not only get freedom from our past karma, but also aim for the highest human experience. This art of being broken makes our life truly divine, and guarantees our merger with God. Then we truly experience what we preach: I and my Father are one. We often say that our mind and body is a servant. However, they truly become a servant when they bow down and surrender in front of its master. That is consciousness. In this prayerful state, we experience ourselves as pure consciousness, and see our physical structures just as an outfit that we wear temporarily. So prayer and surrender are not an activity, but a way of being, devoid of ourselves, wherein we realize our limitations and see ourselves as a trap. Hence give up and allow something way bigger to guide us. So, if you are broken, break further, because God is just trying to break its trap. Thank you for watching. If you happen to like our content, please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel.